today's adventure, I'm headed to Flint Quarry, the Flint Ridge Flint Quarry on the Nethers Farm. For a small fee and 50 cents per pound for any flint you take home, they allow people to come in and dig all the flint that they want. I've always wanted to visit Flint Quarry, so today's going to be that day. Let's go check it out and see what it's all about. Right here's the Nethers Farm. This is where the Flint Quarry is.
You've arrived at your destination.
I made it here to Nethers Farm to do a little looking for some Flint Ridge Flint. Here you can see a couple of the pits. Get the camera turned around here. A couple of the pits that people have been digging in. A lot of flint laying around. They've raised the prices. It's $10 to get in and $1 a pound for any flint that you carry out. Let's walk right back here and look at a couple of these other pits before I start digging. But I'm gonna go ahead and dig some and see if I can come up with some good pieces. What I'd really like to do is get some that are pieces that might be real colorful once they're heat treated. Got a rock saw, so I'm gonna slice them, some of the pieces into slabs and then heat treat them. See if I can get a good color change in them. See a lot of leftover pieces people didn't want. Don't see any that's got a lot of color in it. Okay, so let's go back over here to where I set my stuff down and we'll start doing a little bit of digging over here. Looks like there's some half decent pieces that they busted out right here where it brought a backhoe in here and opened up a new hole. So we're going to work right here on this spot. See what we can bust out of here. That one looks to be mostly kind of milky colored. It might change to a good color when it's heat treated. If you're going to come here and dig, you definitely need to bring some safety equipment. Good gloves, knee pads, eye protection. My eye protection's laying up there in my backpack. Oh, there's a nice piece. Couple of good pieces there. I'm back from the Nethers Farm and I've cleaned up the flint that I brought home with me. Just want to give you a little background on the area. The Nethers Farm is about 4 miles as a crow flies from Flint Ridge State Memorial, which is part of the state park, I believe. It sits on a seam of flint that's about 10 miles long, 3 miles wide, and it sits a couple feet below the surface. Native Americans have used it to quarry flint for 14,000 years, and they've created thousands of quarries obtaining the flint to make arrowheads, spears, knives, and other tools with it. The Flint Ridge State Memorial is located near Hopewell, Ohio. It's about 30 miles east of Columbus, to give you an idea kind of where it's located. The Flint Ridge Flint, sometimes called the Ohio Flint, was traded as far west as the Rocky Mountains and as far south as the Gulf of Mexico. I'll include the business card for the Nethers Farm in this video. You'll see it right here now. I'll go ahead and put it in. From the business card, it shows that they are closed from November 1st through March 1st, although I was there on February 9th as well as two other groups of people, and they were glad to have us there digging. So it may be weather dependent, I'm not sure, or if maybe they're trying to switch to those new hours or seasonal times. But the card says it's closed from November 1st to March 1st, and the card has their email address on it, so you can email them and check with them if you're planning on making a trip instead of wasting a long drive and finding you can't get in. It says they're open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Very nice people. You go in, park at the parking area, walk past the trellis out to where you dig, take your tools, haul your flint out, and go up to the house and have it weighed and pay them when you leave. There is a porta potty there, at least there was there on my trip, so you have that in case you need it. I didn't have a lot of major tools. I bought a chisel from Harbor Freight, a $5 chisel. I already had a 3-pound hammer, so really a good chisel and a 3-pound hammer is what you really need. A regular shovel and maybe a pry bar or crowbar could come in handy. I took other tools, didn't end up using them, just minimal tools is all I used. Surprisingly, I wasn't sore the next day. I thought I might be from getting in the hole and digging and hammering around. But really didn't end up too bad shape after that trip. I've got some cleaned up flint here. We'll go take a closer look at it and let you see up close what some of this flint looks like. I don't want to make this video too long, and I haven't been able to start cutting up any of the flint yet, but I really want to slab up some of the flint and heat treat it to give a before and after look of the color change in the flint's what I'm really hoping to see. So eventually I'll have another video to follow up on this one showing that process once I get it completed. But for now, I'm just going to wrap this video up on going to the quarry, obtaining the flint, and showing you some of the flint. Here's some of what I picked up. We'll get a little closer look here at some of it. A lot of it's got some real pretty color in it. It's got some stripes. This one has some pink in it. I'll try not to get too close because I don't want to have them be blurry. These GoPros won't focus when you get right up on top of something. Here's the one that's kind of got a milky color to it. It should turn some pretty colors once it's heat treated, and that one's more striped. Some of this has some real pretty pinks and some other stripes in it, and that one's more gray. I'm going to end up cutting some of these into slabs. I'll polish some, tumble some to polish it, and heat treat some to see what kind of color it changes to once it's heat treated. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I do plan on making a follow-up to it once I get some of these pieces slabbed, tumbled, and heat treated. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the follow-up video. Thanks for watching, folks.